Hello, guys, gals, and non binary pals, and welcome back to the Fae Realm. We are back with Midnight in the Garden of Chrome and Fog. Things are about as good as one could expect them to be, I suppose, in a cyberpunk universe. Sam, over to you, sir.
Before we get started, I have to make a stunning confession. I fucked up the rules. It has been made clear to me in the time before you, our beloved audience, showed up, that people in this game system heal their level in hit points per day, which means everyone is very healthy right now, except for Vale, who is not here. Vale is not here, and the player of Vale-ish is not here. She might show up later on. But the good news is everyone's very healthy. I'm not going to cold open. Abe, why don't you tell us what happened last session before we have things go on?
Okay. So, as all these things usually do, this particular recap takes place a few days after the events that are about to transpire. But rather unlike what is expected, well, let's just jump into it. Personal log. Abe, Abe. Abe's personal log. It's a couple days now since the what had happened at the Berkeley campus. I had spoken with the doc Eve, and owing to the fact that I'm still currently trying to shake up the effects of the prosium, they thought it best that I keep a personal log in order to document the various emotions that are currently washing over me. After action report to follow. You know, I can't imagine what it was like for the skipper to have to relive whatever that she had to have gone through. I know I was abducted and made into something that maybe I shouldn't have been. But she was just a kid when it happened, for God's sake. And for her parents to go ahead and sell out her childhood in order for what? To jockey for position in a brave new world of even more electronicized, mechanized, roboticized people with tiny, tiny robots swimming throughout their bloodstream. I thought I was fucked up, but good Lord. They seem to be handling it as well as she can. Afterwards, the crew at large went to the affectionately called murder board and tried to suss out the various connections between her past, the various corporate players of the day, and what this could all mean for, well, any of us. Truth be told, I always left the logistics to the upper brass. I was a soldier. Was a soldier. I didn't really have to concern myself with such things. So instead, Lorelai took me shopping. It was hard losing some of the items, particularly the pistol, but again, it being a relic from a past that I'd rather not recall. It's probably for the best. Besides, this thing has a really cool blue laser on it, and, well, I digress. After a lot of back and forth with the motherboard, um, well, we found something out. Lorelai and I, at least. We met with one of her associates with the Jacks, Heinrich, I believe. And after much back and forth, wherein many assumptions were made about the state of mine and Lorelai's relationship, we were essentially pointed in the direction of her brother, or at least wherever he or his remains, or God willing, are. So with that, I decided to take the wheel of Ackroyd. I'm sure the kid wouldn't mind. And we found ourselves in a place where maybe 40 years ago I would have called home. Cal Berkeley. It's weird to think about a world in which public goods such as that had existed solely for the benefit of society instead of just some means of empowering or enriching people who didn't give a shit about any of us down here. Abandoned though it was, we did locate a building that had an inordinate amount of power running through it, and after some daring do by yours truly, managed to defuse a trap and then it trails off because then it flows into where we left off last week.
Nice. Man, if I could somehow like have you guys do recaps without having to without even running the game, just like all recaps all the time, I would do that. But I must, and so I will run the game. Uh
That's the extra
Drive-ons.
content someday.
Yeah, yeah. Drive-ons crawl past in the streets overhead, but you are down below in the musky darkness of a basement hallway before a metal door, the weight of the city pressing down over you. You have avoided the tripwire. You have attempted to disable the door's electrical current. You briefly flickered the power in the entire complex beyond. Time seems to slow as you have that realization. I'm gonna have us roll for group initiative to see whether they who are within or you who are without get to do something first. Ray, I believe you have the highest dexterity. Abe in the party. Would you roll me a d8 plus your dexterity modifier? And I will roll just a flat d8. But I'll wait for you to go first to maximize suspense. We have tied
That's a two plus
because
one. That's three.
yeah, you had one for your dexterity modifier, I had one. Would you like to seize the initiative, Abe, as you stand before the door that for at least one moment is not electrified?
Absolutely, I would.
Okay, what are you doing?
So, at least as far as I can remember, right? Doors no longer electrified. There was a little flicker in the power running into this place. So, God, he draws his pistol.
Okay, yeah, you're drawing it. Laura, you are also standing right there in front of the door. You see Abe go for the pistol. You have just fucked up. What would you like to do?
Laura's not happy about it. I think she'll activate the sword arm. Um,
Shing.
Shing. And look at Abe with her other hand on the door, ready to open it to see if that's what he wants her to do.
Abe gives Lorelai a little nod.
Okay. Uh, Laura will throw open the door.
Boom. All right, I have switched the page on Roll20. Here is where you were in the hallway standing before the door. You have opened the door, so you will begin to see what is inside, which I will reveal once I figure out how to do so. Here we go, reveal area. Boom, 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 boom. It is a wide room. The floor of this room is covered with junk. Old scientific equipment, wrecked and ruined, strewn to make alleys across the room. From the cracked tile of the floor, perhaps once a dining or common area, there are fluorescent lights overhead, but many of them have been unscrewed, so it is an eerie sort of half light that you are looking into. Doors, mostly closed, rim the room around on all sides. Hopefully, those gray things are semi apparent on the edges of this. The things that are marked on the map as T are big old machine gun turrets, jury rigged, hung on the ceiling, whirring to life as you kick open the door, and they will begin to pump lead down onto the two of you. Luckily, everyone else is sort of still around the corner. Those of you who are Eve or Glitch or a little mini Veil. So it's just the two of you who need to give me evasion saving throws. You're rolling a d20 and you're trying to roll higher than your evasion thing. suspense, drama. Lore rolls a 5. Abe.
Oh, sorry. Was I rolling?
It's the two of you. Those of you who are in front of the door. You've kicked open the door. Now lead is raining down on you. You're rolling a evasion saving throw, or possibly getting blasted. You're gonna get blasted one way or the other. It's just a matter of how far out of the way you get. Lore, where are you trying to dive as this comes raining down on you?
Is there any, like... There's nothing in this room, right?
You're in a hallway. If you dive in, this sort of blackened area is the rows of old scientific equipment, the piles of junk.
Okay.
Wherever you're going, it's not going to work, but tell me what the impulse is.
I think as I see it, my thought is to dive behind one of those things so it's hitting the machinery and not me.
Yeah, okay. The reason I think why that doesn't work is because as you look in them, you begin to see yellow eyes staring out from the trash piles, multiple sets of yellow eyes, like people, humanoid sort of things buried within. You see them kind of all around and perhaps subconsciously recoil from them. You are going to take just 8 points of damage as the lead rains down on you. Abe, you've done much better at that. Where are you going?
Where am I going?
Yeah, where's your impulse to dive to? Or how are you avoiding this rain of fire?
I want to say that. I mean, he gets immediately on his belly and starts crawling toward, whatever
Yeah.
looks most sturdy and fireproof.
For 140 years of war, this has been the technology, and you have instincts honed by your time in those wars. You hit the turf. I'm gonna roll damage. You're gonna take half of 3 points of damage. You're gonna take only 1 point of damage from some shrapnel, which will go to your soak as you try to make your way kind of forward. The two of you have gone forward. Meanwhile, in the back row, Glitch, Eve, you've heard the door swing open. You've heard the gunfire ratchet down. What are the two of you doing?
Frankly, cowering against the wall, because that is a lot of noise. That is just absolutely horrifying.
Is there a camera anywhere around?
Ooh, you want to give me a notice roll?
Yes, I do. Is that wisdom notice?
It is wisdom notice.
Okay.
Quick question, Sam.
Yes.
12.
Did any of those bullets take away my soak first?
All of them would go to your soak before it went to your hit points. Yes. They are ratcheting into your clothes. They are tearing through the armor that you have. Eve, I don't know if this is good news or bad news. As you peek around the corner, you're not seeing any cameras anywhere in that room. What that means, among other things, is that these turrets must be firing blind. Like they're essentially just raining down fire at whoever's come. Unless someone behind one of those sets of eyes is controlling them. There might be actually with a 12, you can see like old camera like technology in the piles of junk, but nothing like up on the walls.
Sure. Okay. I guess, I don't think this is gonna work. Eve's gonna round the corner and shout down the hall and into the room. We're not here to hurt anyone. Oh no, that's gonna do anything, but I'm trying to convince whomever is here that we are not here to hurt anyone.
Yeah, absolutely. I assume you make that kind of face at the end too. We're like, we're not here to hurt anyone.
Yeah, kind of looking at Abe and with the gun drawn, like.
I would love for you to give me a talk and charisma roll.
okay.
Sure.
Good. Cool, good. That's 11.
Your internal monologue is, this is going well. This is going well. So, here is what you are seeing. Within the piles of junk are these eyes. You have rolled a 12 on a notice roll. You can see that these eyes are connected to people who are ruined, distended people. One with a giraffe-like red raw throat, another with a head, bone erupting forth like mismatched horns, another with a stomach like a slushing sack, yet another with legs bent back like a goat's legs. Feel free to X card if that's too intense. They're holding dulled knives in cudgel fists. They are glaring, they are hissing, they are glaring. But with an 11 on talk, they are not immediately like running forward to attack Abe or Lorelei. They are hanging back in their piles of trash. Whoever is in charge of those machine guns, though, they are still pumping down lead at the doorway. It's gonna roll back to Abe and Lore.
Can I say that I
Yeah.
went back around the corner?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I
Okay.
assumed it was like, guys, it's okay, and then back.
Yeah.
Cool. Abe, Lore. What's the play?
I mean, I'm being shot at, for God's sake.
You are.
Shoot the turrets.
Yeah.
Years and years of impulses. Yeah.
I guess from whatever whatever cover Abe has managed to get himself behind, he's gonna fire.
You can scooch forward into like this row of stuff if you want to.
Yeah, and I think
I have hopefully made your token controllable by you. If that's not the case, no. Well, then I will. Yep, I have made it controllable by no one. Let me try that again. Now you can move yourself, and shortly you will all be able to move yourselves.
so. These little yellow dots are like what cover?
Those are the people. Those are the beings in this. The sort of black smirches are the piles of junk.
Oh, the beings. Okay. I mean, I think I'm gonna shoot at the turrets then. Ignore whatever all's going on there.
Yeah. Would you like to give me an attack roll, please, with
Yes.
your pistol?
With my pistol. And it's just a D20 to attack, right?
It's a
We
D20
haven't done
plus.
this in- Whatever.
Yeah. Welcome back to combat, y'all. We haven't done it since the break.
And then that's gonna be plus my 2 hit.
Mm-hmm.
Well, without my 2 hit, it was a 15, but with it's a 20. An
You've already hit.
unnatural 20.
As they say. Remind me to rant about the phrase "dirty 20" later. You pull your, you have your pistol in hand. Give me a mental image here. You're on the ground. Are you bracing against something? Is this a casual like snapshot? What's this looking like?
No, I mean, like, much as he can, he's behind cover. I mean, he's either crouched or prone, and then he tries to take aim at a pistol, as if to indicate to whomever might be observing around him that he's only fighting the machines. In another franchise, this would be relevant. But yeah, and then he fires off a couple of rounds.
It's not easy to hit a turret while you are under fire, but you are not just some person. You are Abe. You are ABW 510 299 5776, but you are also Abe. Would you please give me a damage roll for your pistol?
I sure will.
And then once you have done that, yes, for the sake of argument, are you attacking the northern or the southern turret?
Northern.
Okay. This one has been dinged, essentially. It's not broken, but it's damaged more than it had been before. And you're in what, like this cover here?
Yes.
All right, Lore, what would you like to do?
Uh, well, Laura had gone into the room, so I think she is kind of. I think what happened was she ran into the room. I can't move my token. Why can't I move my token?
Because I have failed you. No,
Oh,
you should be
okay.
able to move your token.
Well, it's
Uh,
probably just me still needing
I'll
to
try it
learn
another way. Let's try it now.
D&D. No, I got it. I'm just a goofball. Uh, I think she moved here, and then when she saw the eyes look at her, she's like up against that door.
Yeah.
And I think she hears Eve and like she has her hands up so she like the sword goes back in
Mm-hmm.
and she's just like I'm looking for somebody.
The person, again, seems basically human, but again, let's say the one that's in front of you is the one that has like protrusions of bone extending from its face. Will sort of look at you and tilt its head this way farther than a head should be able to tilt. Like it sort of understands you. They sort of understand you, but sort of don't understand you. Um, you're leaning against the door. The door is not, this door is not locked. You can push inside of it if you wanted to. Is that something that you want to do?
Uh I'm nervous that I'm gonna push into this and another gun's gonna get me. I
And to
do
be clear, the
think
guns are going to fire immediately after that. They are still pumping out lead. Uh,
are do
being
I
in that
have
room would potentially give you some cover.
okay, but where I'm at I don't really have cover from them then.
A bit, but not a lot, right? Like
Okay.
they're pouring bullets into this room.
Yes, I would then push into the room, uh, making like a whistle noise at Abe so that he knows that I didn't just like disappear.
Yeah, yeah. Would you roll me a d6, please, for no reason?
Oh, oh God, Sam. Maybe if this will. Why is everything broken?
Four.
Four?
You have pushed into a room that is full of two things: boxes of ammunition. You think the same sort of ammunition that's being used in the turret. A huge stockpile. This is not their first rodeo. Some of these are empty, some of these are very full. It's as if they were prepared for this kind of for like a siege, for waves and waves of people to be coming in here. On the other side of the room is medical supplies, pain suppressors, stimulants, nutrients. That is the room that you have slipped into as the bullets continue to rain down. Uh, if you go around behind that door, you're out of the line of fire of these turrets. Like you can press yourself on the inside, Lore, if that's something that you want to do.
That is definitely something I want to do. I don't want to
Cool.
get hurt
Yeah, yeah,
again.
yeah. The sweat is already beginning to pour down your brow to mingle with the blood. Abe, you have some cover. Could you roll me the evasion roll with advantage? So roll it twice, take the better result.
That's still a d20, right?
It's still a d20. You're still trying to roll over your evasion.
With an advantage, what now?
Roll it twice, take the better result.
Okay. Would that be KH1 then, I guess?
Yes, roll 2d20 KH1. That's correct.
Oof.
Is that higher than your evasion?
It is, though.
All right, that's all you need. That's all that matters. You will take again some incidental damage, except I rolled 11, so incidental damage is going to be pretty significant. It's 5, right? Like you're behind this. The turrets have displaced some of the equipment above you and knocked it down onto you. So, like, imagine computer terminals, things that have been out of date 15 or 20 years crashing down on top of you, crushing your bones. You're fine. You're not fine, but you're fine. You've survived worse. The yellow-eyed people beings, like this one will kind of scooch forward a row to investigate you. Let's say this is the one with the impossibly long neck. It will sort of like extend. The throat is raw, and it will try to say he will try to say something to you, but as he speaks to you, the voice that's coming out of this throat will like grate against your ears It's giving you a headache just listening to him try to communicate with you at all. He's whispering, and you're still just getting like almost a sense of nausea from him as he's speaking. I'm gonna roll it around to the glitch angle and Eve in the back row. Oh, to make matters worse, that door is gonna swing closed again, and if it closes, it's probably gonna re-electrify.
Shit.
Uh,
Well, that
Eve's gonna
does
run
make some
forward and open
choices.
Say that again, Eve?
Eve is gonna run forward and open the door.
Yeah, it hasn't closed yet. Like you see, it's swinging closed. You push through it. As you do that, the circuit does not re-engage. The electricity does not start running through it. You don't take a pile of damage. As you push through it, you see those things that everyone else has seen. The doors leading kind of backward, the doors leading forward, the two turrets leading down. You can still do another thing after you move if you would like to.
I think she just freezes. Just seeing all of the horror in front of her. And just,
Yeah.
I'm staying there.
You have got the door open.
Door is
you
open.
have frozen. Glitch. You see that around the corner. Your
Oh,
heart is beating, but you feel that something in your blood is also singing, not in the literal sense, but like the adrenaline is spiking and that's doing other things in your physiology.
I'm gonna take just a brief second to like look down at the inside of my arm and like run my fingers over the inside of my elbow along the brachial artery, and then kind of shake my head. I'm gonna scoop up Valish in the Reeves bot, and I'm gonna follow and try not to be somewhere that I'm gonna be immediately shot. I know how Glitch reacts to seeing these malformed, experimented upon people. How do the bots inside of her react on seeing the same?
Oh, that's a very good question. I think that the reaction that you're having, it's hard to tease apart where you end and the bots begin, or perhaps where the bots end and you begin. But you are feeling that connection with them for sure. Whether that's you or the bots singing out in sympathy is hard to say.
Okay. I want to be about here-ish, and I can move. Cool. I'm gonna drag Valish along with me, so like hugging this Roomba to my chest.
Yeah.
I'm
You can get there and you can push into one of the doors if you want as an action. You couldn't get like all the way across the room, but like somewhere in these first couple you could get to.
Yeah, I think I actually want to get over to this one, because I see that one down there is open. That's probably where Laura has gone. Go and like shove it open with a shoulder.
Yeah. I'm gonna reveal a little bit more because this door to the north is open as well. You can see a hallway sort of extending out and around a corner this way. You can't see too much beyond that, but that is what you can see there.
Okay.
More doors, more darkness. You shove into the room. Roll me a d6, please.
It is also a 4. Do you want me to roll something again?
That's boring. Roll something else.
Fair enough. 3.
That's a 3. Food storage, dry goods, preserves, mostly food that could last for a very long time. And again, like a lot of people could survive in here for a very long time just off the food in this room. Crates and crates and crates of the stuff.
Stars and stones. I want to get in and around a corner enough that I want to get out of range of the machine gun, but I feel like I should still be able to see the mutated person that is in front of Abe.
Yes, you can.
I want to see if they reacted at all to me running past, and if so, if I can lock eyes with them.
Oh, let's have a roll about that.
Ooh,
Let's
what kind
say
of a
that
roll
it's.
would you like?
Oh yeah, I don't know.
A question mark roll? Oh my god, I'm not muted. I'm so sorry.
The question mark roll has been revealed as the paint roll.
This is not the time for paint. This could be the time for perform though. You could give me charisma. Jesus, I remembered your charisma modifier. You could give me charisma and perform.
Cool. So roll 2d6 plus 4. 7.
I'm stunned at that roll not succeeding. Plus 4 is a
Honestly,
very good modifier.
honestly same, but you can't be good at everything.
Here's the sitch. It's you said Eve said we are not here to harm you, and that was true. Um, but also many of you now have bust in through the door. You, Glitch, have carried some strange equipment with you. Ultimately, Abe is holding a gun that goes boom boom. You feel like the number of seconds before these people just try to defend their home
Mm-hmm.
is a limited number of seconds at this point as we turn the turn back around to Abe and Lore.
Okay.
So Abe shouts back to the skipper back there. Wait, so am I not supposed to be taking out these turrets? I'm confused.
I mean, the turrets are probably good to take out. Don't hit the people.
Copy that, Skip. And he goes to hopefully finish the job on the north turret.
Yeah, roll with the attack roll, and then we'll see how it goes.
That one doesn't hit. Even with
It's harder. Like, you've got this dizziness that's affecting you. This person is right in your face. Uh, Not trying to get between you and the shot, but enough to make you lose your cool. You hit the wall, it ricochets and lands somewhere harmlessly. You could still move if you want to, like, go somewhere. The person in front of you is holding a knife, but nothing more scary than that,
so
other than the scaredness of his being. Yeah,
directly behind me is a door. Can I duck into there?
you could certainly duck into there.
He's gonna book it and try to duck into that door then.
Yeah, roll me a d6. Do me a favor and don't roll a 2 or a 3. Thank you. Old technology. Diagnostics. I was looking at the wrong one, but I'm going to keep going with this one. Diagnostics and computer parts. Do you know enough about the corposphere now? Have you been in this world for long enough to be able to identify what this stuff is? Have you been around long enough?
I think from a combination of his long, heartfelt talks with Lorelai and just general research he's been doing, reconnoitering, as they would say in the military, he got the lay of the land. He understands at least what the players' names are and what their like insignia and emblems and logos and such are. Sure.
Yeah, absolutely. So these are computer parts, lab equipment, old stuff. Not as old as you, but old stuff, out of date compared to things you've seen from Icosidine Instruments and Airsats Blue.
So I just had two shitty rolls then, so I'm expecting things to go much better next round.
Yeah, Lore, you're in a room. What you up to?
I saw, because my door is open, that I saw Glitch run.
You saw Glitch run.
Am I able to like see Eve and see that she has like froze in place?
That's a hard line of sight. You want to give me a wisdom notice roll?
I guess. Please let me do well at this. Wisdom notice.
In the heat of battle, it is difficult to keep track of even all your allies, especially the ones who are around a corner, especially the ones who are not known to be combatants, especially the ones who freeze up at the door. That being said, with a 9, with almost an intuitive sense, you're like, ah, shit. I bet Eve is right there, standing literally in the line of fire of both those fucking turrets, and I'm pretty sure Abe missed. What would you like to do, Lore?
I want to grab Eve be in front of her as we go back into that room and try and duck in around the corner.
Okay, so you're trying to do a lot of things, right? Leave the room, grab Eve, make your way back
Yeah.
into the room. You want to give me a strength exert roll?
Yes, I would.
All right.
Well, it would help if I could type correctly.
Eve, you look up into your impending death, and then just a flash of Lorelei, a streak of Lorelei comes around the corner. Are you grabbing Eve Lore with your flesh hand or your non-flesh hand? The business hand or the Wait, I don't like where this is going, so I'm gonna stop saying it. How are you grabbing? Call this for me, Lore.
I think this is something that we haven't really talked about. I don't think Lore really knows her strength with the robot hand. So she would grab her with like her actual arm and
Okay.
like hold her tightly to her as she brings her back into the room.
Nice. You have got her around the corner. I'm going to move Eve into this room as well. Lead continues to rain down, but you are all safely out of the way of it presently. Um, and what? Eve, I guess yeah, I guess before you get a turn, so the lead is raining down. The being Abe that was in front of you is going to sort of like position himself so he can see in the door. Again, he's avoiding the bullets. He knows where to be in the pile of trash, that he's out of the arc of the turret. And he is going to scream at you. The nauseating factor that you've had will amplify as sound comes out of the red raw throat and bombards you. And I'm going to ask you to make one not evasion but physical saving throw.
That absolutely beats it.
Yeah. So same deal. This would have been 5 points of non-lethal damage. You feel just like it's going to put you to sleep or knock you out. You're gonna take 2 points of damage.
And before that ends, he's gonna go ah! Right back at them.
Yeah. You shout back. Absolutely. Yeah, that's fair. The other ones are sort of shuffling around, but nothing else is going to happen before it goes down to Glitch and Eve's turns. Glitch and Eve, you're in rooms. We'll start with Eve.
Eve is kind of being moved out of the line of fire and out of the reverie. It kind of snaps her into action. And she's going to again shout from the room, "We don't want to hurt anyone. We're looking for someone. Please make the gun stop if you can."
I wouldn't be adverse to one more talky roll. One more charisma talk sort of thing.
Let me just make sure I have the right. Yep, okay, that's 2.
And I know that we are sitting on a advantage point. Or I think I know that we're sitting on an advantage
That
point.
is
Is
true.
that true?
We do have a bite if you would like to use that.
Yes.
Do we want me to use that now?
I mean, fully peeking behind the curtain, I also intend to try to talk. So, that's up to you.
I'll just do it.
Use
flat
it.
with what I got. No, I don't need
Oh, okay.
It's fine.
Yeah, it's fine.
It's fine. It's an 8.
Yeah, it's hard to
great.
be heard now over the sound of the gunfire, which is really, I mean, you can't imagine the noise of 2 machine guns in an enclosed space. things falling down off these piles of trash, the screaming, the shouting of this long-necked person. Uh, if there is someone operating these guns that is not in this room, you wouldn't be surprised if they can't even hear you, right? It would be a matter of making this entreaty somewhere else. From where you are falling on deaf ears. I'm gonna roll it around to Glitch.
I'm going to put Reeves down, at least for the moment, and kind of peek out of the door to get a view on this one here.
Yeah.
And, like, make eye contact and be like, hey, I get it. I'm so fucking sorry that all of this has happened. Please, we're not here to hurt anyone. We're trying to get answers. To
Roll me a talk roll. Sorry.
To me, to you, to all of this.
It's a charisma talk roll. I'm gonna give you an extra die on this one for free because of reasons.
So on talk, I already have basically advantage. Do I get another? How does that stack or does it?
Wow, in this case,
because I have specialist.
That's right. Oh my God, you want to roll 4d6, keep highest 2 plus whatever?
Can do.
Watch them roll all ones, audience.
Right. Charisma and talk. That is also a +4. Well, it decided to be weird about. Oh, I hit 2 pluses. But it was a 6 and a 4 plus 4, so that's 14.
That's 14. Okay, that's grand. I love how it gave you the roll and then said it failed verification. Like you broke the game too hard with that 14. Yeah, so this is the person with goat-like legs that are bent backward. He will leap from where he is into the room with you and kind of land next to you. You can see that aside from the legs, like his body is sickly. He would be maybe a little bit older than you, not a whole lot, but a little bit older than you, and he will look up at you with wide eyes and try to speak. He doesn't seem verbal or capable of forming words, but his eyes are just asking, just filled with question as they look up at you.
I want to reach out and like very gently touch the side of their face with my fingertips, like kind of asking with the light touch.
Yeah.
Just to get that moment of the connection. Like, it turned out better for me, but we're both fucked up because of what happened in this building.
He will mirror the gesture. You share that moment of connection with him. If only there was some way to telegraph this beyond as the lead continues raining down. Abe and Lore. I think, Lore, with that perception roll earlier, you can sort of see scantwise that this being has leapt into Glitch's room, but doesn't seem to be violent about it. Like, that seems to be contained. I'm gonna go to Abe first, though. Abe, what do you want to do?
He was mad. He doesn't. This doesn't happen. He's good at one thing. How can he fail being good at the one thing that he's good at? So he's just gonna keep blasting at the north turret until it stops going boom boom. Right?
Yeah. I'll remind you, you're so good at one thing that there's an ability that you have where you can re-roll attack rolls, I think, sometimes.
Yeah, it was the veteran's luck. I haven't used it once this campaign, so that's why I haven't thought of it.
Well, we've got 2 sessions left. Give me an attack roll, please.
You bet. All right.
Now he's gonna roll 20.
Yeah, right. That's an 11, actually.
That is an 11. It's hard to hit these. Would you like to re-roll that?
Yeah, I would like to use the veteran's luck then and re-roll that. So let me just remind myself of the actual rule. Attack roll that you just is instead treated as a hit. Wait. Yeah.
No, I believe you.
Yeah.
So That's what it does in the rules. Let's figure out what it does in the story. As you lean around this door to shoot the turret, you know that this is gonna miss. What do you do to make it not miss? What's this looking like?
I have to assume that the mounting points of these turrets are pretty worse for wear. I don't imagine very many maintenance crews come in here to maintain them.
No, you would say no. And in fact, like there's a couple of like lights up on the ceiling. Many of them are out. There's no way that anything you've seen in here is pulling anywhere near the amount of power that you have theorized is coming into this. Certainly not into these turrets that are weakly mounted on the walls.
So, if I had my way, I have to imagine that there's at least some sort of either power supply mounted within the ceiling or some sort of targeting system. Regardless, knowing that he's going to miss a direct hit, he shoots into the ceiling where he imagines it's the opposite of an iceberg, right? Who
Yeah.
knows what floors lie above in this case?
Yeah. With an intuition that would be stunning to anyone else if they were paying attention to what you were doing. Like, you just reached out and shoot the ceiling. Somewhere up there is the mechanism that is controlling this. Somewhere up there, there is a thing that is making it go on and off. If Valish were plugged in, maybe they would be able to trace it back to something. You do what Valish does with just pure intuition. You shoot the ceiling, roll damage. And as long as it's not a 1, he said, poisoning the well. And as you shoot the ceiling, actually, that was closer than you'd think. As you shoot the ceiling, the turret shuts down. There is only one now pumping lead into the room. Lore, it is your turn.
I want to just like close that door for now.
Uh-huh.
But before I do that, I'm gonna like turn Eve and gently like put her against the wall.
No. We can't. Don't hurt them.
I'm not going to. I promise I am not going to hurt them.
Okay.
I'm not even gonna go out there. I want to know what we can find in this room that might be able to help us. There's bullets. Maybe there's a gun I could use for the thingy in the ceiling.
Okay.
Rad. This is a roll lore. I would normally say that this is a notice roll, but if you've got a different pitch for me, I'll take it. We'll use D&D rules where this could be an intelligence notice roll since you're trying to find specific things. It's
okay.
investigation rather than perception for y'all
that's
nerds. Y'all D&D nerds.
Oh my gosh.
Looking specifically through the ammo boxes rather than the medicine boxes.
For now, yes.
Yeah.
10.
Most of what you are finding is this ammunition, but you are finding some old mostly knives, the things that you see the people out there holding. You find an old pistol in there that you think they didn't even know about. Like in a box buried in the ammunition, there is a pistol which Abe would probably be able to recognize if Abe was in this room, but he ain't. To you, a gun's a gun.
Any ammo that matches it?
Oh yeah, it's got a couple shots in there.
Oh, okay. Shit. Grand.
That was Lore's turn. I'm gonna say, as you are searching, you hear the ratcheting of the other one of these turrets going off. Your door is closed, Abe, are you looking out? You were looking out your door for a second, so you can see one of these guys is making, let's say it's the one with the sort of slushing, distended stomach, a belly that is reaching down towards her knees. She is sort of making her way low to the ground back towards this door. As this door opens, you'll be able to see a little bit into the space beyond. It looks like another one of these hallways, please. Another one of these hallways that branches out in a couple of different directions. That's what you're seeing, but no one's. Oh, you've got a friend. Yeah, you haven't really calmed down this one. Your friend's gonna come into the room, Abe. The one with the long neck, the distended neck who had been shouting at you. He will move forward and put his face up in your face and just kind of look at you really close and try to like figure out what's going on with you. You will feel the headache sort of intensify as the burbling, shrieking sound continues coming out of his mouth. That was it for them. It's down to Eve, Glitch, whichever one of you wants to go first. I'll make it Eve. Eve, it's your move if you would like to do
Okay.
something.
Can I look through the medical supplies for anything that I feel would be helpful in this situation?
Yeah, same game. Intelligence or wisdom, your preference plus notice. Or heal. You could actually use your medicine skill for this.
Okay. Five.
This is, yeah. Shit.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing. You're finding lots of stuff. Most of it seems to be what you would use for long-term, low to moderate level pain management. It's not something that you could slap on during a battle. It's something that you would use if someone had a chronic pain that you were trying to help them manage without giving them any sort of long-term effects.
Okay. If anything, that tells me a little bit more of what's happening here. So.
Yeah, that's sort of the upshot that you're getting. Nothing that you think would be immediately beneficial. There's no like inject this into your bloodstream to be immune to bullets from machine guns. Nothing so convenient, at least that you can
Okay.
find with a 5. GlitchAngle, you have a friend.
I do have a friend. And we are like not verbally communicating, maybe not even like not mentally communicating either. Just like there's a connection here at this moment. Ooh, I want to try to get them to bring the others into this room so we can all talk outside of being shot at, but I don't think I can necessarily communicate with them with words. So I'm going to try a little bit of a wild card. I'm going to look. I'm in a place with a bunch of food supplies. I want to see if I can find something like jam or peanut butter or something that I can use to finger paint on my intention on the wall.
Fantastic. I would. Okay, so here's what's gonna happen. Yeah, you scrounge around in the box. It's not gonna make you roll. You're in food supplies. You find like
Like an MRE
apricot
kit.
jam. Yeah. You find some stuff, and you're going to, shall we say, paint your intentions on the wall.
Yeah.
Would you give me a, for the first time in this game, paint check? And because you were doing this charismatically, I think it would be a charisma paint check.
Hell yeah. That's an 11.
That is an 11. Something about the act of drawing your intentions on the wall. Are you like spelling it out, or are you just kind of
No,
vibing on the wall?
I'm
Like,
I'm
what's the?
vibe because like if language would work, I would talk, but talking is clearly not like reaching some, like we're not being able to communicate in that way. So I am fully just like diving into, this is what I am feeling at this moment. This is what I'm feeling from my nanobots. This is what I'm feeling in the situation. And I'm putting that on the wall along with a sense of we need to talk, all of us who are fucking weird.
There is something almost impressionistic about the painting you are doing on the wall. Whatever it is seems to have entranced the person who is standing next to you, the being who is standing next to you. Certainly, the ones who are outside in their piles of trash, of junk, will begin to lope over in their various methods, and they will join you in the room as well. You've got three of them clustered in here with you. The one who is there with Abe can't see this, so is unaware of that intention, and the one who has gone down the hall can't see this, but you've got three of them kind of gathered around with you in that room. It's gonna go back around to Abe and then Lorelei. Abe, you've got a friend.
So recalling what the skipper had said to him, in that we're not trying to harm these poor abused beings, right? He actually makes a big play to indicate with the pistol, with which he had just destroyed a turret, by the way, right? So this being knows, he puts it back into his coat, right? And apropos of nothing, he just starts saying, "You've got a friend in me. Got a friend in me. Though the roads are rough ahead and you're miles and miles," etc.
Yeah, absolutely. You see him again, his neck is long. He sort of turns his head all the way around to see hears you singing this thing. You have confused him, interested him, maybe even amused him. Is he cracking a smile? You've got his attention, and perhaps in a non-violent way. I want to swing by Lore real quick because, again, a lot of what's happening in those other rooms is unclear to you because you're in your own room. Lore, what do you got going on?
Great question, Sam. I don't know.
Uh-huh.
So I found a pistol. I have a few rounds or a few shots in it, basically. I am not a gun girl. Not a thing that I can really do. I have one job, and it's punch.
Uh-huh.
So I'm gonna look at. I'm gonna use the pager and send off a page to the others, going, "Are you okay? What's the plan?"
You get that back. Just a lot of silence. Just a lot of silence in that moment.
I love it. It's so good.
Here's the sitch. You can hear the rattling of the gun of the single mounted machine gun outside, and you hear a voice. This being down the hallway, the slushing stomach, has made her way into this room to the south. None of you can really see that, but from the distance, with your various perception rolls that were high earlier on, you hear a voice, a sort of wispy voice, saying, "No, child. No, child. They are here for me. They have come for me. There will be no negotiation."
The turrets are gonna run out, right? That's a feeling I have.
I mean, eventually, sure.
Could I see how long their bullets were, man?
You'd have to hunker down. Yeah, but I mean, here's the sitch. You've mostly convinced most of the yellow tokens of the distended beings of this room that you do not have violent intent. The one person who thinks you have violent intent is far away. If you hunkered down these rooms for a couple of seconds, eventually someone would have to come out and reload these, for a couple of minutes rather. Eventually someone would have to come out and reload the turrets.
Sure. That's kind of what I'm deciding at this moment as someone who was majorly hit with these bullets. I don't think that we should go back out there until they are fully empty.
Is that the play all around?
I
I'd see mostly yeses. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I think for Glitch, she's focused in on connecting with these three, and to the exclusion of everything else around her at this moment.
So imagine, if you will, gunfire. I'm gonna fade this music out because this isn't really a fighty fight anymore. Ongoing gunfire outside of this room, of the three rooms that you are trapped in. Inside the rooms that you are in, something, at least in Glitch's room, approaching a conversation. You and three people, people who are not hale of body, but people who are people, kind of hunkered in there with you. Glitch, what's the conversation, the nonverbal or verbal conversation that you're trying to have with them?
I think the first thing that I'm trying to do is establish that we are the same in some very significant ways. It worked out a little bit better for me, at least visually, but we got fucked up physically, mentally, emotionally by what happened in this building, by the things that were done here. And working to build that point of connection, that place where I and these three people who have also been through hell are the same.
Yeah. I'm not going to make you roll for that. The three of them have seated themselves, two on the ground. One has sort of wedged themselves into the corner of the room, bending joints in ways that should not be bent, but like halfway up the wall, clinging to it, essentially. And they listen. It's not clear whether they're understanding the words necessarily, but they're clearly understanding the intention behind the words, the
I'm not
feeling
I
behind the words.
Yeah, I'm not trying
Yeah.
for words really.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm using my fingers stained with these vivid colors of this jam and that I have been able to find,
Yeah.
expressing the shared pain and rage and horror at what has been done to us, along with a sense of connection, a sense of we don't have anything to fight about. They would try to put us against each other, but we can connect here in this moment at this time.
We flash back to the past of you tracing lines of henna up your arms. We've flashed to the present of you using those skills of artistry, those feelings as you paint on the wall, your fingers stained in jams and condiments. It's not pretty, but it is effective as you are making your feelings clear to them, and they are following along. Uh, Glitch. And sorry, is the door closed behind you, or did you slam that closed, or is it still open?
I would have left it open because I know that there's
Okay.
at least one more out there, and I want this to be an open invitation to that other person.
Yeah, I want to swing around real quick to Lore and Eve. Same question about the door being open and closed. And either way, what are you doing? Is the remainder of the bullets in this gun, the sheer amount of lead continues rattling its way out.
I definitely closed the door
Okay.
because that was so that we could be in here and be able to like look through things without it shooting through. Um
And then yeah, how are you passing? Like it's a couple of minutes. It's unclear how long it's gonna take, but you know it can't take more than like 5 minutes tops, right? Before it's completely dry. Probably less.
uh I'll look at Eve and go, "Are you okay?"
I don't know. No one's screaming. That's good.
No, no one's screaming.
I hate not knowing what's happening, but I don't I don't know what to do. We can't hurt them.
No. I don't plan on it. I don't really want to hurt anybody who's here unless they come for us.
Yeah. Eve is just pacing back and forth, waiting for the turret to stop firing.
As that moment of tension continues to tease itself out, Abe, you're in a room with one of these. Is your door open or closed? And then I'll tell you what's going on in there.
It's open, and I feel like because nothing else has worked up to this point, he's been basically having a concert with this other being in here.
Yeah, and
He started singing, and then nothing happened, and he figured, well, I don't mind Sunday nights at all, because that's the night friends come to call, and etc. So this entire time he's been serenading this thing because it
and
seems a
the
mollified.
being, the creature, the person in front of you, after a couple of seconds of confusion, has started to sing along. The voice that is coming out of his throat is painful to hear. In fact, painful enough that I'm going to have you roll another physical saving throw. You don't think he means it, though. You think he is trying to join in on the singing that you're doing? Imagine, if you will, like Mongolian throat singing in an impossible, like microtonal key, like 7 or 8 notes coming out at the same time. None of them pretty, but roughly following along with the cadences of what you are singing. Have you succeeded on the physical saving throw?
Meets it, beats it, yes?
Meets it, beats it.
Yeah, barely.
Yeah, so it's still gonna be 4 points of damage. Again, mostly not like physical, but like a splitting headache as you focus in and continue singing despite the pain. As that happens, the sound of the gunfire will stop, and those of you who have doors open, Glitch and Abe, will see mostly a mop of hair, a nest of hair, kind of poke around the corner. Underneath the nest of hair is a mousy woman, maybe in her late 40s or early 50s, with telling scars where cyberware has been ripped out, sometimes imperfectly. She'll look around the corner. She's got a little bit of like a yard of ammo over her shoulder to try to reload the turret. And as she slips out, let's take a moment to take our 5 minute break. 10 minute break.
Let's do that. All right, friends. We'll be back very shortly to find out what exactly is going on with this person. We'll be back very shortly. So hang around. Hello, guys, gals, and non-binary pals, and welcome back to the Fae Realm, and welcome in, Alondra. Sam, over to you, sir.
After the clash of gunfire against the metal walls and tile floor of this vast room, after the crash of machinery from these piles, it is remarkable the silence, the overwhelming silence that has fallen. Those of you who have doors open have seen the hair, the face poking around the corner, which you presume to be Tamsin Jade. She matches the description that you have had in the past. That she sort of pokes her head around to see if the threat has ended. She will see that there are still 2 doors open. She will see that there are those of you inside. She'll sort of look and see that you have gathered around you some of the people who had been in this room, and she will say, "Hey, hey, leave them alone, corpo scum! It's me you want, not them."
I'm sorry you think that we're corpo scum. Come around the corner and just look at her.
And like it's hard to get a clear line on her because again, you're sort of looking through these like bits, holes, like troughs in the piles of trash between you and her. But she'll sort of furrow her brow a little bit. She looks like she hasn't had like a real bath or shower in years. She's the person who's been living in this basement. She is of this underground area. And she'll say, "If you're not here to kill me, why are you here?"
Answers.
Answers? You don't even know the questions to ask.
I know a few. You might have known me
Laura,
as you might have known me as Annalise once upon a time.
the name won't seem to ring a bell for her. For what that's worth. Laura, you went off mute. You can hear this conversation whispered happening behind the door that you closed.
Yeah, I think I'll open the door slowly and stick out and go, I'm looking for someone. Supposedly brought here. To you.
She'll look to you. Are you like aggressive stance or non-aggressive stance?
Non-aggressive. The gun is put
Okay.
away somewhere on lore.
Yeah, she'll say, "The beta."
The beta.
Yes, that's who you're looking for. Why?
I
Who
only know him.
sent you?
No one sent me. I only know who I'm looking for, and I'm looking for my brother.
Her eyes will widen as you say that. She'll say, I thought he was dead. They thought he was dead. I thought he was dead when they brought him to me. I would have never called for a hit. That's not what that was about.
Is he dead?
No.
Where is he?
She'll blink a couple of times and look back over her shoulder, and she'll say, "Why don't you all, um, put the weapons down? And if you want to talk, we can, we can talk."
That would be preferable, yeah.
You didn't hurt
I
any
think
of.
it's at this
Yeah,
point
sorry, go
that
for it.
Abe comes out of his open doored room, hand in appendage in hand, whatever,
Uh-huh.
slung around the bing, and they're just belting. So no one told you life was gonna be this way.
She was about to say she will get most of the way through the sentence. You didn't do anything to hurt the alphas, did you? But most of the way through that sentence, you will get out of the room and she will be cut off from the last couple of words as her eyes will just widen in absolute shock out of what's happened. Vale-ish, you are here, you are in the Roomba, but you can also see what's happening through cyber eyes and communicate through minds. So don't feel like you have to be silent in this scene. You can make suggestions through, through radioing into other people or over the pagers or however you would like to do so. Um, she will gesture you all back, assuming you are like taking nonviolent poses and putting your weapons down or your obvious weapons down and such like. She will gesture you back into a room, which I will reveal on the map here. Reveal. Bing. The room that she has gestured you into is filled with machinery, again, mostly out of date, mostly medical machinery, mostly AirSats Blue. The main feature of this room, this M here, this machine, is a tank filled with a cool, dark liquid. There is a body, mostly whole within that tank, violated with wires. It is a body, Lorelei, that you recognize. Machinery beeping around him. It is clear, based on that machinery, that he is indeed alive. She'll sort of back up into the room, sort of corner herself, and say, I didn't call for anyone to get killed. I would never call for anyone to get killed. My contacts in the outside world said that they had someone who matched the description of what I was looking for. A body that matched the description of what I was looking for, and I asked for it. I did not expect it to be alive. I have done my best to keep it alive, him alive, since then.
Does he look okay?
No.
Eve,
Okay.
you get a beep on your pager. It's just from Valish, and it just says, "Is he the beta? I thought we had the beta."
I I Eve will send a message back. To be honest, the nomenclature is confusing. I don't know which one Glitch is. Can I tell what is going on here? Like, clearly he's suspended in some kind of liquid?
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying? Okay.
Yeah, he's sort of floating. Uh, he's not fully submerged in it. He is sort of floating atop the liquid. Certainly give me an intelligence and heal roll. Intelligence in this case because there's nothing intuitive about this.
Yeah.
While that's rolling, I assume all of you have come into this room, or are any of you staying outside?
I've come over.
That's a 6.
The gaggle is coming with you. Eve, as you Glitch, as you've entered that room, the ones who had been watching you paint on the walls have joined you. Your friend as well, Abe, if you're going into that room.
Yeah. Abe's following along.
Grand. A 6. It's clearly medical. Um, you think that either the person who you're talking to, the woman who you're talking to, is insane or has invented an entirely new branch of medicine, or maybe a little of column A or column B. What she's got going on here is entirely inscrutable to you. The technology that you're seeing is 15 years out of date. Uh, she's somehow making it work. You don't really know what's happening here. Laura, what are you doing right now?
I think Lore's trying to hold it together. Uh. Why are you trying to keep him alive? This isn't living. Is he even there? Is he even coherent? Does he know what's happening?
No, no, I don't think so.
Then why?
I need him.
I needed him!
She'll sort of gesture with her head. They need him.
For what? How did any of this happen? How do you know him?
I don't know him. I don't know you. I know them. She will again take in the distended, the equally violated, let's say. We did our lab here and other places. Did terrible things to them to try to understand this technology that we were creating, to understand these nanobots. It went wrong. The alphas were a failure. They were going to be abandoned. They were going to be slaughtered. I couldn't let that happen. I gathered as many of them as I could find. I brought them here. More are coming out of other rooms, places you didn't explore, and filling up the hallway with different I don't want to say mutations, different expressions of this experiment gone awry. Uh, Dozens of eyes now looking in at you as she tells her story. Uh, that part of the experiment was a failure. The betas, by the time we moved on to the betas, it was a success. We knew what we were doing. We learned from the errors of the past. The nanobots that are in the betas, the nanobots that are in him, she'll look up at GlitchAngle, that are in you. If I could just figure out the technology, if I could just understand how they did what they did, I could theoretically reverse engineer it. I could give them something approaching a normal life. I don't have access to these nanobots. I don't have access to them in any way other than this person in this tank. Do you understand why I did what I did? And she's throwing that back to you, Lore.
I understand the need to save people that you care about. But I don't know. I don't know.
I won't be so insane as to say that you would have done the same thing, but I'll say this. When your hand is on the switch in the trolley problem, you find out who you are. I did this to these children. I and others did this to these children. I would like very much to undo it.
You can't. What you did to them, to us, it can't be undone. The best we can do is learn to live with it.
So you are one of the betas.
You played God. You fucked around and you found out. Yeah, I'm one of the betas.
We were doing... We were doing harm. We were doing immeasurable harm. But the goal was to do good.
How has that worked out across all of human history?
Vaccines? Heart transplants?
Henrietta Lacks, Tuskegee Airmen.
Choosing who lives or dies comes out of a tinny little speaker.
You don't get
Well,
to
it doesn't
flinch.
even matter.
You don't get to flinch away from this. You tried to play God, live with the consequences.
We did play God.
You tried
And
to.
we won.
Did you?
Almost.
Almost only
Almost.
counts in horseshoes and hand grenades, darling.
Stole the thought right out of my brain, friend.
She'll twist a grin into a grimace. She'll say, the project was shut down. We had succeeded, but the project was shut down.
Why?
Because we won. The nanobots worked. They were too effective. The corporations couldn't control them. Self-replication means that they couldn't be sold more than once. There's evidence that if that there is a critical mass that would be reached, that they would spread out to even those who were not treated. Projections revealed that hospital visits would be down as much as 68%. Traumatic deaths would be forestalled through enhanced cellular regeneration, immunities to a score of common diseases, dozens of cancers consigned to memory. It's not even to mention the ink.
What about the
We
ink?
won. She'll gesture at the deformities. She'll say, the nanobots float to parts of the bodies. They needed to be controlled. They needed to be harnessed within. We eventually did that with the beta generation, with you, with him. It was doled out as a reward to families who were in good standing with ersatz or especially a Costadine. Thanks for services rendered, making the first generation of Ubermensch children, she'll say. And the ink. It was a way to concentrate the nanobots in certain parts of the body to create versions of this that were harnessable, controlled. Uh, Anyone able to enhance certain aspects of their being just by painting the ink on one part of their body or another. Think of the applications, not just for health, but also for a completely reordered society. Anyone who had these in them could do anything. And there was
Anyone
no way
who
that the
could afford
corporations.
it.
No, she'll say. That's what they wanted. They wanted to be in control of it. But they couldn't be in control of it. Once these got out into the population, once enough people had them, they would flow from person to person, from generation to generation. Once they would be able to sell it, and then it would be done, and it would be out of their hands. And so they shut it down. They liquidated the project. They decommissioned us. I don't know how many of my companions are still alive. I stole as much technology as I could. I ran. I hid. I fortified. And I've been hiding here ever since.
They shut you down because you were trying to level the playing field.
They shut us down because they couldn't stop it.
The only difference between a virus and a vaccine is whether we deem the end result good or bad. And there is no morality in the physical, there is only interpretation. Impact doesn't equal intent, fucker.
Impact doesn't equal intent. And intent doesn't equal impact. They built something. We built something. And they took it away. I don't care about any of that. I did once. I care about these people. I care about the children that I harmed. If I have to die for that, she'll raise her hands. Kill me. I don't care anymore. Just don't hurt the children.
Don't be stupid. They couldn't survive without your assistance right now because of what you did to them. That buys you a little bit of leeway right now.
She'll lower her hands again.
What do you need to fix them?
I thought I needed him. I need nanobots. I need the good ones. I need the ones from the beta generation or later.
Later? Is there a Charlie generation, a Delta generation?
She'll say the project was discontinued. When the project was discontinued, it seemed as if all of us who were involved, were going to be hunted down and killed or imprisoned or silenced in some way. Only one of us was a loyalist, a true believer, someone who was on Icossadine Instruments' side from the beginning. Only one of us, I thought, was going to not be thrown to the wind. That freak Nguyen. He took our entire supply of finished product, all of the nanobots we had completed. I don't know what he did with them. I've been here in this basement. I was trying to get the ones that I could out of his bloodstream without harming him any further than he'd already been harmed. I could not do it. I don't believe I could do it to you either. She'll throw a head gesture at Glitch. If I had the fresh nanobots, if I had whatever he had taken away with him, if they still exist, if he still exists, I might be able to help these people. I may be able to do so much.
Could you fix him?
Oh, but you don't like it when I play God.
I like it when you fix your mistakes.
I would like to fix my mistakes. I would like nothing more to fix my mistakes. I have dedicated the last decade to trying to fix my mistakes.
Could you?
And if I have only accrued more mistakes, I will try to fix those as well.
If you had access to the ink, would you be able to use that to fix him?
I don't even know what the recipe for it is anymore. We had been doing research into it in other departments.
That's not
All
the
of those
question
files.
that I asked you.
Yes. The answer is yes.
Eve will look at Glitch. Are you sure?
No.
We don't even know what that would look like for him.
We need all of the research that this bitch has done down here. And then we need all of the research that fucker's done on the surface before we make any decisions.
She will start to type things in on consoles. She is downloading reams of information onto drives. She'll say, I was sure that the people who came in here were going to have been sent by the corporations to finally finish me off. It doesn't seem that you want to do that. It seems that we are, judging by her face, I wouldn't say on the same side. Our interests line up to some extent. If you can bring me resources, I can try to do something, or at least put the power in your hands to do something about this crime from the past. And as she finishes downloading it, she'll say, but let me tell you this as well. If there are nanobots to be found, nanobots of the level of quality that we were putting in the betas, or more advanced than that yet, I do believe that those could change the world. Do with that what you will. And she'll put in your hands the information that she has downloaded.
She'll close her hand around it. She'll pass it off to either Glitch or Eve, and then just sit on the floor next to the where Kieran is, and go, "Can I have some time?"
Absolutely.
She will walk with the rest of you back into the large trash-filled main room, unless there's anything else anyone wants to do in this particular room before leaving Lore. She'll walk you all out. Lore, you are alone in a darkly lit room with a tank. The beeps of the machines that have been keeping your brother alive, vegetative essentially for years and years, continue to beep around you. That is the only sound underneath the slight swooshing of the water.
I think Laura's gonna start talking to him and just be like, "Hey, big brother. Sorry it took me so long." She's just gonna tell him everything that's happened since they last spoke, just softly, and she's like trying to keep it together, but she can't.
This is no fairy tale. He does not wake to the sound of your voice. And yet, you do feel as you sit there, as the minutes pass, as you tell him the tale of the last 5 years, Jackson briefcases, nanobots, influencers, motherfuckers that you've punched, your uncle. You do feel as if he is listening. There is some him fundamentally in there. He has not vacated this body. He is holding on. He has been made to hold on, but he is holding on in there somewhere.
I don't think Laura will come out on her own. I think somebody's gonna have to come get her.
And I think it's going to be Abe.
Yeah. Real quick, before you go in to get her, I want to, as the rest of you have made your way back out into the main room of this, as the alphas have sort of formed around you, just watching silently, uh, she, Tamsin Jade will ask, "So, how's the world? It's been a long time. Sometimes they go up for food runs, for supplies. I have essentially not seen anything of the outside world since I've came down here. Is it as fucked now as it was?"
Yeah. Worse in some ways.
She'll look you in the eyes, Glitch. She's short. You're probably a little bit taller than she is, even. She'll look up into your eyes and say, "I don't need you to believe me. But I do need to tell you, when we started this out, when we were Cal, before we were part of Icosida Instruments, there was so much hope for this project. So much hope that we would change lives for the better. So much hope that we would be able to save people, to enhance lives, to make people healthy. The corporations crushed that. And yes, we did terrible things, and that's on us. But I still have hope."
You know what the worst part is? I believe you. It would be so much easier to hate you if I thought that you were doing this just for a buck. But you actually wanted to help people, and that makes this even more fucked up. Because you left so much pain and so much suffering in your wake. I don't think you even fully understand how much you left behind. I don't know if you ever can. And I can't forgive you.
She'll duck her head. She'll say, "Well,
But
I'm sorry anyway."
for what it's worth, I can't forgive you. But I understand.
And with that, Abe, you make your way back into the room where Laura is.
She's just
Hey,
staring at her brother.
look, kid, if you need a little more time, just let us know. Um,
It doesn't matter. He doesn't know I'm here.
you don't know that for sure.
I don't understand how any of this happened. My family's not like GlitchAngle's family. My family is not the rich upon the rich. How did this happen?
You know, 40 years ago, I'm sure there were families across the state, across the country who asked themselves the same question about why their sons, their daughters, their children were made to be who they weren't meant to be. Sometimes, kid, it really does just come down to dumb luck, doesn't it? Look, I don't. I don't think I can really understand what you're going through here. Um, and if you need more time to spend with him, take all the time that you need.
I don't think me sitting here hoping for him to wake up is gonna do anything. I know where he is now. I think it's time to start doing something else.
All right. Well, you take all the time you need. I just wanted to let you know we're we're outside, and I'm sure the rest would like to know what we can do to make this right.
You aren't the ones that need to make this right. Laura stands up, wipes the tears from her face, and just starts walking out without looking back at Kieran.
Abe, I got a question for you, which is not something that anyone like. I can't imagine you would reveal this answer on your face. So this is entirely internal. But I wonder, is there some part of you? Laura found her brother. Where are you right now? I'll put the emphasis different. Laura found her sibling. Where are you right now?
It's so I think on a good day, anyone given our vast array of the long-term goals that we have would not really be in a good place. But you add on to that the prosium withdrawal,
Hmm.
and Abe's just like, God, if if this is something that can happen to any average person just trying to make their way in this world, like what the hell is Abe gonna find when if we finally make contact with his family? He's terrified. He's absolutely terrified. But again, he doesn't betray any of that.
Yeah. As the two of you emerge from the room, all of you sort of standing around within the alphas before Tamsin Jade. Is there anything else you would like to do here? And especially spinning the camera back around to Eve and the robot that is Vale-ish for general vibe and anything else you want to be doing in this room, in this compound.
I want to look around, and not that I would, but do I recognize any of the alphas?
No. Oh, well. Oh. You want to give me a dice roll. Let's roll dice about it.
Okay.
It's gonna be no and intelligence.
Okay, that's a straight roll. We'll
Yeah.
see how that goes. Nine.
Nine's higher than eight. So it's not like any of these were like childhood friends of yours or anything like that. But you do remember uh there are no news. Even in your day, even back then, the news reports as an institution were dying out. News stations were being bought up by what would become Remainder. It was taking over the media. Now all news is influencers, but there is still the last vestiges of something like unbiased media in your childhood. And you remember reports of mostly street children going missing, the homeless, the unhoused disappearing. You think that if the second generation was the rich, the well off, the connected, the first generation was probably just children who weren't going to be missed. You don't recognize these adults now explicitly, but you can just sort of like the flashes of faces of children, of photographs of children from these news reports. You can almost construct a line between there and maybe some of these people who are around you now.
I think Eve's just making conversation, even though it's one-sided. And um monitoring body language, of course, but
Yeah,
pinging light touches and just like wanting them to know that they're loved, that they're seen.
yeah. Developmentally, you get the sense that these people are still in a young childhood state, uh, which means they can't communicate to you with you in verbal ways, but which means that they are receptive to what you are doing. They understand on a very real level the love that you are expressing to them, and they are responsive to it. They will reach out with hands, with hooves, with fingers that don't work right, and just touch your body and feel your warmth.
That's all.
Yeah, Valish.
I'm assuming that Reeves is probably on the floor.
Someone probably, yeah, at some point, yeah.
I think the shell that is Reeves is doing the Roomba thing where they bump and then redirect, and is using it to create a game almost of tag.
Yeah.
Bumping around. Very gentle. Almost in its patrol function. Because that's an autonomous function that's just following a set pattern. Valish is in there, has paused a bunch of those subroutines that they've been running, just kind of held them in place.
Yeah.
And is now spinning up another separate subroutine, directing a lot of their current CPU entirely to that. And is running, essentially it's two things. One is any medical records, any records related to Cal, anything that Vale already has in this backup database that is Valish, which is probably not a lot, but anything that, searching for anything they can find, looking for pings and dots that might connect to everything we just learned. And the second thing that they are running is spinning a program tracing a genetic tree of what it would look like if nanobots can be passed generationally. If there's one beta and it's Glitch, and Glitch has a child, and that child has a child, how long does it take for it to spread? If it's just Glitch and Kieran, and they each have a child, how long does that take to spread? If there's 10, if there's 20, if there's 100? And just running the numbers and running the data to see what this web looks like and how quickly it spreads under these various conditions, if it's even possible.
Yeah. Let me answer a couple of those, and put some on the rocks for later. You're not, as you add data points into your internal conspiracy board, um, nothing, no immediate new connections are being drawn. None of these alphas, none of these kidnapped children, essentially. Like there's no connections that are coming out of there that are obvious. I think you're getting actually more of a sore thumb in your data, which is the fact of Kieran being a beta. Like, as has been pointed out before, like either Tamsin's lying, or Tamsin doesn't know something, or Lorelai doesn't know something. Because it's strange that Kieran would be included in any sort of Venn diagram that would overlap with Glitch, based on the information that Vale has in Vale's database.
Does Vale... this is a little stretch. This might have to wait until I'm back at my main unit. I don't know how much transmission I currently have in Reeves form.
Basically, all the information that's in you is what you've got. It's hard to get to the web from here.
Right.
The nets are cut off in Cal, so
Yeah.
you're kind of running internal database searches. But ask the question.
No, no, that was just how it's framed. In
Yeah.
that case, because Valish would be able to tell where they're connected.
Yeah.
Valish is going to queue a message so that basically as soon as they get somewhere with network, it's going to automatically send. It is going to send a message to Declan that says, I need to know Kieran and Lorelai's father's name. And with a secondary ping, like scheduled to show up as an immediate secondary ping, the real name. Don't give me bullshit.
I want a can of DB's face in that moment. I just want to be able to like pour it out when I need it. Rad, yes, you have scheduled those to send. As for the last thing, as for
the world's worst Mendel square?
Yeah. I was gonna call it Noah's Ark. As
oh no.
population that starts with just Glitch, a population that starts with just Glitch and Kieran. It takes several generations. There's a couple different ways that you can run this scan, right? Like, um, it takes several generations to spread that way. If there are more betas out there, it goes faster. If the alphas can be helped in some way, it goes faster. If the Hessians are part of this, it goes faster. If there's more variables that you don't know about, it goes faster. If you're just constraining your search or your population to Silcent and Sil East, the free state of Silicon, it goes faster. And then um, if there are other ways for nanobots to spread other than genetically, like we don't have any evidence of this, but if it spreads through blood, if it spreads sexually, if it spreads through myriad other, if it spreads through coughing nanobots on someone, right? Depending upon which, if any of these things are true, you know so little about nanobots. You've never seen them by themselves, only in the context of Glitch's blood. You have more data now. Maybe that will give you more. The more of those things are true, the faster it moves through the population.
Yeah, I think I'm just gonna keep. I'm running these. This is like one of those population simulators where you see how fast it takes the zombie virus to consume the entire population. I'm just or like the world's absolute worst game of Sims 4. It's
Yeah,
just running all of these simulations and then just like banking like the final data of like if X then Y equals X many generations or X many years, and then just like compiling them into a spreadsheet. And that
yeah,
spreadsheet is probably going to be what gets shared at some later point.
yeah. I might tell you something that you didn't search because I think inside of the genetic search, something is going to come to your attention. Um, She was talking about the several positive repercussions of this. I don't think Vale could miss, even if they were trying. I don't think Vale-ish could miss, even if they were trying. If this was around, if your father had these nanobots, that cancer would have never killed him.
Oh, I think
His,
Valish did the math very quickly on when this experiment started and when Dad died.
uh, is there anything else anyone wants to do here before you make your way back up into the uncertain streets of Cal? Yes, GlitchAngle.
Before Lorelai comes back out, I do want to look at Tamsin. I understand you might not have exact data, but how many are there like me? Do you know?
Like you, fewer. Fewer she will indicate than the alphas. She'll say there were perhaps a few dozen that were so enhanced, blessed, cursed, whatever you want to call it,
Changed.
uh, changed then. Uh, no more than a few dozen. I was not part of that stage of the experiments. I was a graduate student.
Of course you were. Of course you fucking were.
I don't think that they would have let many of you live unless unless the families were especially powerful, able to shield their children, or unless the children themselves, you, the betas, the people who were so changed, had the foresight or the ability or the dumb luck to lie low to get out of the line of fire. I suspect that Akastine would have wanted to silence every part of this.
If it was a gift that was given to those who helped this happen, how many families like mine that we're powerful enough to hide their children.
Surely some. Surely more than just you.
Well, that's something, I suppose.
I think if the alphas are all distracted playing tag with Valish, Eve would ask Tamsin quietly, so as not to disturb the alphas or scare them. What do you know about the headless ones?
She'll furrow her brow. Headless. Um, I suppose that's possible. Much is possible with them. The They're still essentially human. I know that they might not look that way. I don't know how a person could survive without a head, though again, there's so much about this technology that even I don't know. I'm still discovering from them every day. I don't know of any headless ones.
Hmm. They might not be related, or they could be from a different generation. My theory is that they're silenced betas. But I don't know. This is far beyond me.
The beta generation can survive a lot. The nanobots that flow through them are designed to reinforce their bodies against disease, against cancer, against damage, physical, especially if they had the ink, especially if they had nanobot concentration away from their heads. I frankly don't know what the betas are capable. I don't know everything that the betas are capable of. You said you had some of this. Did you hand it over to her? I don't think you did, ultimately. You were.
Absolutely
We
not.
did
Yeah, okay,
not.
okay,
We
okay.
didn't
Yeah,
even
yeah, yeah.
tell her that we had
We
it.
didn't even tell her
Yeah,
that
yeah,
we
yeah.
had it
There was
necessarily.
that,
There was
that like theoretical what if of it, and you're still sitting on that. Okay, yeah.
There was implication, but it was very much. We didn't carry it with us. There's no way we would have brought that into a potential combat situation.
No, absolutely not. She will merely say that. Yeah, go for it.
Well, I was
Vale.
just saying, and anything of that conversation that was said out loud when there was a "Are you sure you want to do this?" Vale is specifically interrupted with "We need your data first."
Yeah.
Yeah. I just wanted to make sure that that thread wasn't totally lost. She'll end there. She'll say with the ink, anything could be possible. Anything else before you leave? She will say to you all, I have said my piece. If you do find more information about, I don't know where when. I don't know if he would still have that stash of the most advanced, the final version of the nanobots. He had them, he stole them, he squirreled them away somewhere, and he continued working for Icosodine. I don't know what his relationship with them would have continued being if those exist. I cannot ask you, but I will merely tell you that I believe that I could do good with them. If you can find the ingredient for ink, the formula for the ink, I cannot ask you. I will merely say that I believe that I could do good with them. And I will not be surprised if I never see you people again. But I would be saddened because I do think that you could help me right wrongs of the past. She'll sort of duck her head.
How should we let you know when we're coming back? so as not to
Oh,
be shot again.
right. So I don't shoot you.
That did
Um,
look rather unpleasant.
that makes sense. Um, she'll she'll say you found the tripwire,
Yeah.
but disabled the door. I'll wire another wire out there. She'll indicate somewhere further up the place, like in the wall somewhere. She'll build a wire that if you just like cut the wire, it'll be like a doorbell of sorts to let her know that that you have come. And if you send a hit squad after me, well, I suppose you won't. You could have killed me now.
Oh, it would be incredibly easy, but we'd rather deal with the situation as it is.
She'll duck her head and scurry away back to her the researches she's been doing for a decade or more. And you
I
emerge. Oh, sorry.
I'm sorry. I have one
No, no,
last
please,
thing.
please do, please do.
If once everybody leaves, I just want to I was young and impressionable once too. And I did things that I am not proud of. And I won't say that I impacted this many lives, but I do know what making mistakes looks like. And I do understand wanting to fix them. I was able to, I think, stop myself from jumping off of a cliff of, can I do this? I'm hoping maybe I can throw you a rope. Maybe we can throw you a rope.
She'll glance from you to Glitch and Lore, which I assume have moved a little bit further off during this conversation. And she'll say, I can't ask for forgiveness. I can't ask for. I don't believe in a heaven or a hell. We'll all be in the same dirt at the end of the day. But I can try to fix this. And I will ask that you help me if you can.
That's the plan.
I envy people who haven't made the sort of mistake that I have made. I have no friends, really. I have wards. I have children down here. I have no companions but my thoughts. Anything that GlitchAngle, she doesn't say GlitchAngle, she doesn't know your name. Anything that your friend has said to me, I have thought to myself 10,000 times.
I know what that's like.
Perhaps we can climb out together.
We'll be back.
Above, out, up the stairs into the streets of Cal, there is nothing looking down on you but fog and chrome. That would be a place to end the session, but we've got 35 minutes left. Now I know what you're doing next. So, uh, you make your way back, I presume, to your headquarters, to your new base of operations. I assume that is the case. And now I assume there's going to be a long conversation about philosophy, about the future, the past. I'm going to move this to the conspiracy board and let you take it away. And what I hope the outcome of this conversation is going to be what y'all want to do about it. But I will merely set the stage of you're in your underground bunker beneath downtown in Silicon Central. Remy the Second, the one person in this world who seems to bear no trauma and bear no guilt. Pure Remy the Second will meow down at you and charismatically lick his butt. What's the vibe as you're all rolling in?
Eve's making tea.
Red. Vale-ish, you can plug yourself back into the database and have full control to the nets now and everything
Yeah.
that you want access to.
Reeves docks into the charging dock that is also hooked to poor Declan's very abused computer tower. And Valish will upload all the new data, and the database will stop running some subroutines and start running others.
Yeah, you're gonna have a message sends, a message comes back. All of that happens in the time
Yeah.
it takes to get home through the intense silicon, free state of silicon traffic as you're making your way over the bridge. When you get home, you have a response from Declan. Hey Lorelai, what's your dad's name?
Wait, would they be able to get this? Is the
Uh,
real question because of how well lore does at building identities.
oh, yeah, okay. All you have to work with is the name that you have given Lorelai Mortimer, right?
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
also
Someone
has
has,
whatever name Kieran went by when Kieran was in the Jacks prior to Lorelai
Right.
joining.
Which was
uh-huh,
Kieran Mortimer.
Okay.
which was Kieran Mortimer. Lorelai, you gave your real name to, you said it to one person. Who was it that you said it to?
I
Abe.
said it to Abe.
You said it to Abe. Abe, you said it to no one else from there. Huh. Vale-ish. Vale, Alondra.
Yes.
I would like you to roll 2d6 to see how good Declan is indeed. You need a very high roll.
That's
You want to spend the fucking whatchamacallit on this? The bite?
Oh, well, that was majority in spite of Deebs, so I
Use
will.
the bite.
Well, here is the framing that I will say.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to take agency away from DB. What I am banking on is the fact that while Vale is the hacker, nobody thinks Declan is good at fucking anything, which makes him very good at infiltration and acquisition. Because he's such a squirrely motherfucker that everyone assumes that he's coked out, and he's not the one doing drugs the way Vale is. Just to frame
So,
why this
yeah,
is my contact.
you make a good point. I want to do this first. DB, you have X card power on this. If you want this to not come out now, it can be made to not come out now.
That's
Okay.
completely fine. I don't care.
Cool.
Okay.
Cool.
I'll
Just
still
making
roll
sure we
for
ran
it
it
to
past you.
see how well
Now
Declan
you're rolling to
is
see
able-
if he's
yeah.
good enough. Yeah,
Great.
yeah.
I am going to use the bite, so that is a 3d6kh2, and
Uh-huh.
Sam can decide if he has pluses in any skills.
Yeah. We're gonna roll 3 6s or something dumb, so let's see what happens.
Well, that was an 11 at base.
11's good. It takes some time. I think honestly the leaky valve in this is not Lorelai, is not Lorelai's brother, Kieran. But you know another member of the extended Lorelai family. And Declan has met the other member of that extended Lorelai family. And 3 points is enough to start making triangles. And you're gonna get a name back. It's not clear how Declan got to here. I found it on your character sheet, so I can say it if you want. But DB, if you prefer to, what is your father's name?
Laura's dad's name is Jared Conrad.
Great. As soon as I get that name, I'm going to start running that to see if I can find out who he works for and those kinds of things. The other thing that
Cool.
is going to happen, I'm just going to say, is like Roomba docs, Reeves docs, bunch of uploads happen. You see the little, like, I don't know, like one of the little screensaver shitty games with the raccoon chasing the cat around the screen or whatever is happening. And then Reeves undocks and is going to go into the kitchen and basically just start like very gently booping Eve's ankle. It's the knife maneuver, but there's no knife attached, so it's just a like boop, back up, boop, back up.
Yes, darling. What is it?
Will spin and is gonna go off into whatever room Vale is in.
I'll follow.
It's gonna park by the bed, spin around to look at Eve, and then just like the light is just blinking.
Okay.
And then it will spin and just keep booping into the leg of the bed.
Do you want me to plug you in?
Spins in a circle several times.
Oh, God. But then I'm
You,
making this choice.
I will say only that you are at the stage where you could do that safely. Vale has recovered enough over these days that they would be fine with that. Physiologically.
Yeah. Okay. I don't know how to do this. I'm talking to a Roomba. I'm sorry. How do I do? You don't have words. Okay, I'm gonna pick up the Roomba. And I'm gonna see if there's like a cord attached to it.
I think there's probably a jack, which is probably what you guys were using like on the way to this last encounter that you jacked into maybe GlitchAngle or whatever, something that you used to rig to like give me eyes and speakers and whatever. And it's just deactivated now because I passed the data back through the port.
For the amount of psychological, philosophical impact that this may have, the process seems to be actually quite easy. It would literally be as easy as plugging a USB drive into a computer.
Okay. Eve will put the Roomba down on the bed. We put Reeves down on the bed next to Vale. And I'm assuming that I would be jacking into the back of their neck, right? Okay, cool. So I'm gonna gently lift up Vale's head. Take a deep breath. And everybody better get in here right now. Plug in Reeves to Vale.
I assume everyone's getting in there right now with Eve saying that in that tone of voice? No, Lore?
Lore would not.
Okay, right on.
Uh,
I think the amount of energy of you all rushing, several of you rushing that room, is going to have Remy the second run into the room as well. It's like just following where the action's going. Yes, GlitchAngle.
right before being called in there, Glitch went into her room, picked up a pillow, stuck her face in it, and just screamed.
Yeah. Actually, quick round, right? So like we know that Eve was in the kitchen making tea before this all happened. Glitch went into her room and screamed into a pillow. Quick vibe check from Lore and Abe before then this, hey, we're plugging Valish into Vale moment. Lore, what were you doing when you got home?
She also went into her room, and just started punching the wall.
Yeah, and then Abe, what were you doing?
Cleaning is gone.
Yeah. So, from your all separate rooms, you hear Eve's call. Many of you run in. Abe, you run in?
Abe strolls in.
Okay, Abe strolls in. Glitch strolls, runs, meanders, moseys,
Runs.
runs
She's-
in. Okay, groovy. And Lore just keeps punching the wall. Very good. You're using the. Yeah, there's like a dent in the wall where you were punch. No, you're using the flesh hand?
She's doing both. She's
Yeah,
so
okay.
mad. So, yeah.
that
Yeah.
Your flesh hand
There's
is
a
not going to be happy.
there's a dent in the wall from this hand, and like your knuckles are like bleeding from this hand as you're just like 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2 against the wall of this room. That percussive beat is underlying this scene. Imagine it, hear it in your heads as Eve, you plug a Roomba into Vale.
Reeves serves as the conduit, as the upload transfer happens. I think this is probably anticlimactic. What you see is a Roomba plugged into Vale for several minutes, and then Vale, I think, opens their eyes and sort of does that classic, like, blinks a little bit, and then looks around and looks at us, like, oh god, you guys haven't all just been standing there, like, staring at me this whole time, right? God, that's so embarrassing.
Eve's gonna pull up Vale into the tightest hug possible.
Yeah, okay, yeah, thank you. Oh, wow, that's a lot. Oh, God, okay, sorry, catching up. No, you're fine. There's a lot of download happening. It might take me. What did you do? Okay, we'll process that later. All right.
Sorry?
Also, so like the stimuli that Vale you are getting right now include a tight hug, a bunch of data uploading. Like Remy 2 is licking your foot. Like there's just so many physical sensations going on right now. Having come from 0 to this very suddenly is you go back into being overwhelmed, which is maybe Vale's default state very quickly.
I'm also incredibly detoxed for the first time in approximately
Ever.
8 or 9 years since my
Yeah.
dad died, so.
Yeah. A lot's hitting you all at once. Yeah, glitch.
I will pick up Remy to be like, no, leave them alone. Stop it. No licky face. As I say to my tabby
Remy will
frequently.
Yeah. Vale, welcome back to the world. You're all standing around. Over the course of the next few minutes, all of the information that you had been storing away will sink in to Vale.
I think once kind of the download finishes, that's sort of the moment when Eve, if you're still holding, like, that's when you feel the, like, physical shift of the, like, okay, now this is weird.
Eve will let go.
Yeah, not like a withdrawal, but just like you feel the shift. And Vale just kind of sits back and, like, looks at you, and then looks over to the other two, cognizant that they're still here, sees that Lore's not here, and then looks back at you, and just kind of under their breath says, "Body," pushes a finger into your chest, "Heart, it's time to go hunting." Okay, if I stand up, am I going to immediately collapse, or can you get me out to the computer so that I can do some work?
You just
Okay,
came
great.
back.
And it's just gonna, like, start crawling out of it.
Yes,
Glitch will
good.
like offer hands to at least
Eve
like
will help.
try to help them not fall over immediately. Also,
You are-
unplug Valish, unplug the Roomba so they're not dragging this Roomba behind them.
Just dangling off of the back of your neck.
No!
Yeah, you're good. No, you're good. You unplug the Roomba. You are frail, Vale, both in the mechanical sense and in the story sense. But you are able to sort of move your body, pull your body out into the other room, to the meeting room where there are computers. You can come eye to Raccoon with Vale-ish, who is still in the main room. As you all sort of tramp your way back out there.
I'm just gonna sit down at the computer, and you see basically, like, human question mark Vale, debatable, basically types in some sort of, like, pops up some sort of password entry, types in some code, and you see all of the, like, automations kind of close out, and it becomes more of a normal computer. And then you immediately see them just start doing their, like, crazy hyperdrive thing where they're just, like, pulling up all kinds of crazy stuff. They probably pull out a jack from the back of the computer, plug it in so that they can, like, do some with their brain and some with their fingers so that it's faster. And just immediately hunches over like a creepy dark web kid in a basement, just doing way too much stuff. But it's running a lot more specifically now that there is a human mind behind it and not just the AI programming.
Nice. I'm gonna give you some answers, Vale, in a bit. I'm gonna get myself out of the habit of saying Valish.
Same
But
difference at this point.
no, maybe.
For the rest of this session, maybe.
Yeah, that's for the philosophers to sort out. For now, you the body and the machine still tied together, still with a jack between them. The lines becoming more blurred. You do the research, but I want to get a sense now that at least most of you, Glitch, Abe, and Eve, are in the same room again. The tea has boiled. You can make cups of tea for people. Um, what's the conversation like? What's the play? What's the conversation before the play? Yeah.
I am. There's tea, and also I feel like we need a marker.
I'm going to pick up a cup of tea for myself and a cup of tea in the other hand and walk over to Lorelei's room and knock with my toe.
I don't think you get an answer.
Is the door locked?
No.
Then she'll open it and walk in, close the door behind her.
Laura's sitting on the floor, her hand bleeding. And she's torn up this room in the short amount of time that we've been back. And she is just like arms resting on knees, staring at the floor between her legs kind of thing.
I'm going to walk over and sit crisscross applesauce across from her, putting the tea between us. I mean, you can talk or not as you want. But at the very least, you're not by yourself in this.
I don't even know what to talk about.
What's the first thing that comes to mind?
The day I found out Kieran was dead. She goes to air quotes and goes, ow. Does it with one hand.
You're lucky it's me, not Eve. There'd be hydrogen
yeah.
peroxide involved right now.
I'm sure there still will be.
Yeah, but you can wait a little bit longer. Tell me about it. Talk about it.
It's the same day I got fired.
Real shit day.
Yeah, it was because of the message I received. So, I don't know if you know this, but when you work in a corpo, communication through your eye, the way I have it, gets basically blocked. Anything external. Somehow that message came through. I, at that point, was on something very similar to what Abe took.
The
I was
suppressing thing.
More of an emotion enhancer. I took something that was supposed to make me happy. Make me agreeable. Told Abe that this arm was mandatory. Mandatory because I needed to be able to function when I decided to find Kieran. Find out what happened to Kieran. But before that, I put it into a machine to get out of my job.
You put your arm into a machine to get out of your job.
I don't like drugs, and I think a lot of people have known that now, and the reason is when I got that message about Kieran, I couldn't feel anything but happy, and I needed to feel something else. So I walked out of a meeting, found a piece of equipment, and without hesitation, put my hand in it. I don't remember doing that. Didn't know I did that until I woke up and, they had video of it, which is still out there somewhere on the net. As a safety message, I guess, to not take certain things before you come to work.
I'm so sorry.
I make choices. I've always made choices. Well, not always. But I've made enough choices to know that I'm fucked up. I've been fucked up. Been fucked up for a very long time. That was just another box to click, apparently.
Yeah, but that didn't happen because of your choice.
It was partly my choice.
Your brother being targeted wasn't your choice. Jade taking him wasn't your choice. Him being a beta wasn't your choice. We all like to have this idea that we have free will, but really we only have the choices that we can make based on the circumstances that we're in because of other people's choices.
I told you once that I believed that death was only the true freedom. I still believe that.
Sometimes
and the more
I wonder.
we dig into this, the more I'm being proven right.
I don't think you're wrong exactly. But I think that within our fucked up sets of choices, maybe freedom lies in taking it back to them.
I don't even know where to begin.
Neither do I. Want to try to figure it out together?
Fuck.
Yeah.
Kieran would have been better at this than I am. He always was.
I doubt that. You have a different set of skills than he does.
Barely.
I never knew him, but I know you. And I know I would stake my life next to you.
Terrible idea. Awful,
Tough.
really.
Tough.
Terrible
Fucking
idea.
deal with it and drink some goddamn tea.
I will either break that cup or hurt my hand more.
Consider it a penance.
She will pick up the cup with her very damaged hand and take a sip.
Meanwhile, Vale is working at the computer. Eve, or working at and in the computer, Eve and Abe. The two of you are sitting in the same room. Wonder what the vibe is out there. Are you just waiting for Glitch to come back out again?
I mean, kind of, sort of. So at this point, Abe's just been, after Vale had been re-downloaded and decided to head to the computer and do whatever they were, Abe approaches. Hey, kid. What was it like in the world beyond, huh?
It was about what I expected, which wasn't great. I'm sorry. If I had known that it was gonna be like...
Vale sits back. Probably hasn't actually turned away from the screen yet, but like sits back, stops typing, and then fully like turns to Abe, and I'm assuming you're standing
Oh, yeah.
next to them. So
Mhm.
Vale's kind of sitting down and just turns and like does a weird, like it's something that it's like an autopilot that they haven't done in a long time, so they're not used to it. Like grabs you around the waist in like a hug and sort of buries their face in your chest.
This is all very new to Abe. One, because he is still coming off of the emotional suppressant. Two, because at least up to this point, they hadn't really clocked Vale as the touchy-feely type. But after a few seconds of hesitation, he takes his non-shooting hand and just lays it on the top of Vale's head. You know, kid, in my line of work, once you go beyond that point, there usually isn't any coming back. I think I can speak for the lot of us when I say I'm glad you decided to give us a second chance.
The rule's always been you look out for yourself and you don't dime anyone out who doesn't deserve it. And when I thought they were gonna try to find out about all of you, it was time to go down. Because I can't take anybody else with me. And maybe that was the wrong call. So now we're in this together. And that's a fucking bad idea. Vale this point kind of pushes back a little bit to look up at you. That's a fucking bad idea because nobody should want to be in any of the shit that I'm about to do. Because it's about to be real fucked up. But it looks like you guys did a lot more for me even after I didn't deserve it. And I'm gonna make that worth it. Also, you took care of my fucking car, and I know that sounds real stupid, but the last person who did that for me hasn't been around in a long time. So I'm gonna try to help you all get to the bottom of this. And we're gonna do it, I guess, together. Whatever that means.
Vale, I would love for you to give me a computers roll, a program and int roll now. This seems like the moment where I can drop some things.
No, that's perfect for my shit to ping in the middle of this heartfelt conversation.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
a 9.
That's not bad. I mean, I'm gonna tell you this. Now that you have his real name, you would expect to be able to find Laura's father fairly quickly. He's a fucking ghost.
Amazing.
That's weird. I mean, with a 9, you can put together that he has some kind of job within the corporate infrastructure of Icosodine Instruments, but from there, it's hard to say. He doesn't seem to be like a technician, maybe some level of management. Obviously, he's not the CEO. Like, you can find names of all the people who you'd expect to find. It's hard to fit him in anywhere. That's what I'll tell you as the group comes together again.
Eve will drop pens in GlitchAngle's hand and point to a chair and look at Lorelei.
Lorelei sits down.
And we'll start to work on Lorelei. So I've written some things down. I didn't see that we had 2 Karens on here, so I apologize for that. But there's some stuff there about, and Eve will look at directly. She's been kind of messing with Laura's hands. Look directly at Laura in the eyes, Kieran. I couldn't make heads or tails of what was happening in the tank. It, again, beyond me. I don't even know if Jade's all there, so Kieran might not actually be a beta. I'd have to do some scans, look at his blood. But she did say that she gave a description of someone who looked like Kieran, so it could not be Kieran. I mean, not.
I wanna clarify a point on that because she might have been talking more quickly than I was able to put together words. What she will have said in that moment was something along the lines of, she put out word for anyone who seemed preternaturally tough, able to survive strange things, uh, it does stuff that they shouldn't be able to do. And the Jacks responded to her on that. They said they had a body. She said, bring it in. They apparently turned someone into a body to bring him in.
Got it. Never mind.
Honestly, if that was the fucking case, they could have turned me in. I do some crazy fucking shit without having nanobites in me.
It doesn't take nanobots to make an extraordinary person. It just makes the extraordinary more so, maybe.
Are you sure you don't have nanobots in you? Like, I'm not trying to be conspiracy theory, but I'm gonna go full conspiracy theory at this point. Like,
Sure.
should we all get tested?
Kieran and I are about the same age, so that tracks.
Kieran's a little bit older than you.
older.
Kieran's
Significantly
not
older?
significantly older, but
How
like
much
older
older?
enough.
How old are you?
Yeah, was it 24, 25, somewhere in that neighborhood?
Yeah, so he would have been at least 5 years older than you.
That's about
'Cause
right.
I would be about 4.
So he's
Yeah.
in the early generation of the betas, possibly one of the first.
Oh, love to hear that.
Sorry.
It's within Vale with your timeline. He could plausibly be at the beginning wave of the betas. That would put Glitch near the end of the betas, but that all lines up more or less.
Which actually completely tracks, because if you're gonna give it as a reward to people who have been loyal to Acosadine, you absolutely want the most refined version, which would be the last wave.
Sorry, I was also doing math because Vale has one specific personal data point that they base everything off of, and I think I just realized that Vale is a lot closer to Lorelai and Kieran in age than I realized. Vale is much older than Vale appears. Vale appears like a scrungly 16-year-old. Vale is probably pushing 30.
Oh yeah, no. Glitch
they're
is
just-
absolutely the youngest person in
yeah.
this room.
Anyway,
Yeah.
just saying that out loud because I don't know if we've ever established that, because Vale is an amorphous blob of raccoons.
Completely accurate. I mean, there's dozens of us out there. It sounds like. And some of them will have been in my class, let's say, and others would have been, well, not in the moneyed class, it sounds like.
I can almost guarantee I don't have the nanobots because I didn't have the reaction you had, and I had the case first. So I didn't get all tingly when it was in my hands.
We could use that. The ink.
Tingly in my hands? What?
Oh, like one of those like weird little like radiation things they used to have in the historical movies where they would like wave it over to find who's radioactive.
A Geiger counter?
That
Yeah,
was
that one.
not where I was going with that, but yes, that could also work for that.
I'm picturing it like a fucking metal detector on the beach, just run it up and down people.
Oh no, I meant like a Geiger counter.
Yeah,
Vale
yeah,
just
no,
didn't know the name of it.
My mind went whole directions there.
She said that if we paint it onto people, it can enhance parts of them.
Maybe we should scan it first to see what we could find out that may be actually in it.
Scan it with what?
She just gestures to Raccoon.
I mean, this is gonna be Wonder Twin powers activate between me and Eve because we're talking biotech. I've got the tech, but I need someone with the bio.
The bio.
Also, just baseline. If we need to verify if your brother actually is a beta or just got mistaken for one, we can go wave that vial at him and see if he twitches. Not to be insensitive, but like that's literally what happened with Glitch, more or less.
Yeah, but I also don't want Jade to know we have that right now.
Yeah, no.
Because what stops her from sicking the alphas on us? Not that she would, but like, I don't want to hurt children.
Jade suspects that we have it, I think.
Maybe.
But also, if we go down in there with it, who's to say someone else doesn't pick us up along the way?
Also,
Jade
we
or
don't know how
not.
the alphas are gonna react.
Also, oh god, I hadn't even thought about that.
Look, the best thing I think we've got to keep Jade off our asses is the fact that as long as we don't go back, she's got to take care of those kids. And I hate using kids as bait like that, but like she's not going anywhere while they're still down there. So as long as until we go back, I don't think she's coming after us.
Her guilt will keep her there.
I wasn't worried about that. I was worried about us strolling up with this vial in our hand.
No, agreed.
I'm just going to put this out there straight away. I want to help Karen if we can. Also, Laura, I think you're, as far as we know, next of kin.
Technically, I mean, my dad and my uncle are still alive, but...
I mean, it would be your dad next, but...
Yeah, I don't think Kieran would be super chill with our father rolling up into shit.
There's that.
That relationship is complicated.
I'm gathering that the entirety of our relationships with our parents are various levels of complicated.
Not Vale's!
I don't know what you're talking about.
regardless, I hate to have to say this. If the decision has to be made for Kieran's suffering to end, that's your call. You're as the next of kin. And I don't like saying that, but you did say it. If there is anything left of him besides a body that's being kept alive for fuck only knows what purpose. Because I don't trust Jade. Not as far as I can throw her.
That is the thing. Kieran might not actually be alive in there. For all we know, that is a corpse being kept alive for something else.
Nanobots can do a lot to stave off death, but there comes a point, I think, where that stops.
Wait, question.
Yes.
We saw essentially like vital readouts, correct?
You did
That
see vital readouts.
His
Yes.
body is alive even if his brain is not.
His body is clearly alive. Yes. That part we at least can say. He's not just a corpse with nanobots in him. Whether that is a coma that he can come out of remains to be seen.
Right, and I'm
Got it. Cool.
thinking
Just wanted
of, all,
to clarify.
of,
Yeah,
of,
no,
the,
good
of the court
clarification.
cases where a body's kept alive even if the person's gone.
Hey, Lore. How much cyberware did your brother have? Does he have a jack? Because if he's got a jack, I could find out real fast if he did what I did.
Yeah, Kieran would have had a jack. I don't think he had a lot of cyberware, but I think he had an eye like Lore has, and at least a jack as well.
I also... Not like I should be making any decisions, clearly, given the last week or so. He's where he is,
Mm-hmm.
and that is as safe as he's gonna be in the given circumstances. We've got some time to go do some fucking bullshit and try to get some answers before we have to get to that point, unless you want us to move on that now.
I don't want to move on that now. The fact that I kept it together, as well as I did while we were down there is
Don't do
something
the air
else.
quotes things. I'm working. Stop
One
it.
hand. One hand.
The
The
metal
other hand
hand?
is metal. Yeah.
You gotta do like air quotes with one hand, right? Like one on each side.
Yeah.
I think we need to go to a party. I think we need to find some nanobots. And I think we need to rob a Dr. Nguyen.
And I think that's the end of this episode.
Holy hells. Well, thank you all so much for being here for this week's episode of Midnight in the Garden of Chrome and Fog. I am all cried out now. Thanks, guys. Amazing, wonderful storytelling. Thank you all so much for being here. Thank you to our wonderful audience for being part of this. Sam, always props to you. My fellow players, y'all are amazing. Thank you so much for everything. And we will be back next week to make some more decisions about where we go from here. We are not far from the finale, friends. We're 2 weeks out from the end of this season. So let's fucking go, friends. Let's dive deep. Thank you all so much for being here. And until we meet again, I hope that your journey back to the mushroom circles is as calm and as peaceful as it is possible to be. And until we meet again, stay safe, stay healthy, and we'll see you all next time. We're going to write out to Jenna's online, tell her that I say hello. Good night, everyone.